My loves, it's episode 4, which means we're officially at that point in our relationship where no one can pretend to be shy. We all know why we are here, okay? So whatever it is I do today or you do, settle in, relax. This wild bird, she's perched and open for business. As usual, today I'll be pulling your questions at random from our very special box. Yes, the box. And I'll be giving you my unlicensed, unprofessional, heartfelt, raw, unhinged, and hopefully spellbinding answers. I am your ever charming and passionate host, Pearl Ada. But don't let that distract you. Hold your hearts, grab your chests, collect your tissue tassel snacks, wiggle and jiggle your bum a bit for good luck, because we're officially walking through the gates of Pearl. And for all you know, this might be a spell. This might be a spell. Let's get our first question. Who is it gonna be from? Ooh, yeah. This is from Jess, writing from Spain. Greetings, pal. Greetings, Jess. I'm in a point in my life at the ripe age of 21 where I have learned to meet my needs and set boundaries, to love myself, and I'm still learning to do so. Recently, I've been trying to share that love I have finally met, but I came to realize that I cannot do it correctly. Long story short, I grew up in a family where emotional negligence with a hint of aggression has a strong presence. So when I try to share, I seem to sound rude or too personal. But I really want people I know to receive this greatest love. I've been watching you for a long time, so I've seen how graceful you share. How do you do it? Okay. Let me tell you something. I think you should be kinder to yourself. I am someone who is very, very blunt by nature, and I grew up in a really, really chaotic household. Very, very, very unstable and highly, highly aggressive place. Okay? And the thing about it is, when you've worked on yourself, alone, and you try to figure out how to love yourself and all these things, usually, when you're put back in that environment that you come from, when you're put back in that environment where you've worked on yourself separately, but everybody is still operating in this old way that you're trying to separate yourself from, it is really hard to always hold the new when the old is surrounding you. When there's this aggression and all these behaviors that you're trying to escape from. So of course, in those moments, you would sometimes revert. It's when you're around family, those people closest to you, that you tend to see, where the work needs to be done a little bit more. So give yourself grace. I am not that kind. I am much, much kinder away from my family, like my parents, my parental home. I am the sweetest and calmest person with my siblings. But when I'm around my parents, that's where you see the cracks. Why? It's tough because this person is here. This person is here. This person has refused to accept this. This person. So it's that human thing where you're also relating to them with history and, reality of what you were handed. You are 21. You are doing so good. It will take a while. I am not always graceful. Thou shalt not be fooled. Okay? I can be so mean. Oh, I can be mean, Jess. So allow it. Notice when the anger is rising. Notice when things are becoming shaky. Take a break. Breathe. Practice breathing exercises. So as time goes by, build practices that help you in the moment hold back. You learn all these things from putting yourself back in those situations with the people you care about, with the people you want to show who you've become. Just keep owning up to the things you do wrong. Hold people accountable, but at the same time, hold yourself accountable in front of them with humility. That's it. I know we're such a therapized community now. Everybody thinks, oh my God, that everybody communicates 1,000,000% kindly every time. It's a lie! Thou shalt not be deceived by the appearances of the lights, by the angles, thou shalt not be deceived. We're all humans. We're imperfect. We're fallible. We talk out of turn. Sometimes we're ruthless. And I'm one of those people. If you can hit 80%, you're doing great. 80% of the time to hold back, to be a bit kinder, to speak a bit more with more empathy, then I'm doing great. I don't have to be 100% because that's not a human thing. And that is really stressful. The fact that you have learned to set boundaries, you've learned to love yourself and you're still doing it. Whoo! Hooray, we should be singing and dancing for you right now. Jess, at the age of 21, Jess has done a lot of great things, Jess. At the age of 21, Jess has learned to love themselves, Jess. Ooh, ooh, I celebrate you, Jess. Jess, I celebrate you, Jess. All the best, Jess. This is from Evie, writing from the US. How to be single and enjoy it. I have hardly been single in my entire young adult life, and I'm in a relationship that I need to end. I still have attachments to a different ex of mine, okay, and can't seem to break it. How do I convince myself that I am all I need in life? How do I get over someone I love so deeply? Evie, Wagwan. As a girl that loves to love, how do I accept being alone and giving that love to myself instant? You see that story as a girl that loves to love. I'll come back to it. When the time does come, how do I know what is right for me? Evie, I think you need to ask yourself a very, very simple question. What are you running away from? Because the thing is, there's nothing wrong with being in a relationship, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. We all know this. Absolutely nothing. But when someone can't be alone, there's something they're afraid of. It's foundational. What are you running from? What is it within you that you need to satiate, that you're so afraid of as a person that you must run into somebody else so you don't face it? That's it. Because I can't answer this question for you. Anything I tell you is going to be surface level. There's no need, because you can't enjoy being single when there's something that keeps you running into people. This is not something that a motivational quote or speech can solve. No. When people cannot be alone, they're afraid of something. And they keep running into things, whether that's drugs, others, gambling, addictions, whatever. The pattern of actually being attached to an ex yet dating somebody else shows me that what I'm saying is correct. You are afraid to be alone, not physically, internally. You are scared of your being. And the thing about vices like this is, whether you like it or not, you are using people. What hole are you trying to fill with these people? And you keep saying, as a girl that loves to love, lose that term. Your issue is not that you love to love. I love to love, but I'm not using people. I love to love, but I'm not in relationships that I don't want to be in. So stop lying to yourself. You're not a girl that loves to love. You're a girl who hasn't dealt with a lot of things. Because a lot of us love to love, and the love we love to love includes ourselves. Yours doesn't include you. And it doesn't even include the people you keep jumping into relationship with. When you're not even aware of who you are, what you are, you exist. When you're not in touch with your person, how will you know what is right for you? I can't tell you what is right for you. I don't know you, babe. Thank goodness I made so many videos addressing a lot of things that can help you. Go do the work. Buy my workbook if you need it to supplement or complement. Oh my gosh. You know how like a lot of people, when the new year starts, people have all these new year, new me things. I have a different idea. How about New Year, do all the old shit you said you would do, but you never did? Yeah. How about that? How about New Year, do your 2020 goals? New Year, fulfill my old dreams that I abandoned. That's the thing. Because there are all these new me's that you've left in the past, and every year you forget them and then manufacture a new me that you'll forget soon. So let's just end it now, okay? Let's be honest, people. Let's tell the truth. New Year, close the gap between all the new me's that I've abandoned in the grave that are now dead me's. Resurrect them and become them. Again? Oh my God, this year will be the year. Relax. Plex. Let's respect ourselves. One small goal like this, let's do that one first. If that one work, you do the second version that you left in 2023. Once you, like that, slowly. And then next year, when you now say new year, new me, then you're ready. So every day, new year, new me. Oh, wow. This is a very interesting question from Annie, writing from India. How do I let go of the need for male validation to act for them? The need to feel desirable, the need to be popular, the need to be in people's hearts when your best friend is such a good-hearted extrovert and everything comes naturally to her. Babes! Okay, I think there's two things here, obviously, because number one is comparison. Girl, why are you comparing yourself to your bestie? And how do you know everything comes naturally to her? What is this everything that comes naturally to her? You mean maybe men? Because it seems to me that maybe it's not just comparison. Is there jealousy here? You know, are you competing with your friend? Low key. So if there's competition there, you really need to be honest with yourself. But then about male validation, what is your reason? You know, we live in a time now where we all talk about dissentering men. Oh, dissenter men. Why? I know why I don't need male validation, and quite frankly, I've never needed it. It's because I am aware of the patriarchy very deeply. I was raised with men at the center of my life. Down to the food I ate, I was raised to put men above myself. So my life goal was to grow up and get the hell out and become the owner, the ruler of my life and my time. So no one had to teach me to dissenter men. I slept every day waiting for the morning and the day when I, Pearl, will be the ruler of Pearl. And that's what I'm doing. Because the reason was very deep and palpable for me. And the minute I had autonomy and space, I threw that shit out. So that's the question you must ask yourself. Why? Why do you need the validation? What systems informed you of this? What is your reaction to those systems? My reaction was disgust. Violence against women is enough for me. I've seen the destruction of women's lives. I've seen what happens when a woman is not the center of her life. I don't need anybody to tell me because my eyes have seen enough. Go and find where it lies within you. What is that story you're holding on to within you? And why is the reality around you not enough to undo it? That's what you need to deal with. Why do you need random guys that don't know who you are, that don't know your essence, that don't know your dreams, that don't know your goals to validate you? What pedestal have you been told to place men on? You need to bring them down to human level. Because when you dissenter men, you start relating to them as people. You start paying attention to their actions as people. You start holding them to human standards. Next question. Ooh, child. This is from Zara, writing from the UAE. What's the biggest thing that changed for you in your late 20s or 30s, inside or outside, that you didn't expect? Ooh, I got hotter. I expected it. Oh my God, this question is from Kim, writing from Vancouver, Canada. Hi, Kim. Your take on being a single mother to a daughter. I know you don't have kids, but I'm curious to see your views on how you'd raise a girl, in particular in these times. My husband of 22 years, since we were 17 years old, has just left us 14 months ago. I was completely blindsided and now navigating starting over at 40 with my daughter. Sending you so much love and a huge true hug. Kim, the single parent is the one that stayed. Good job, mama. If there's anything I'll say about raising a girl in these times is to speak life into your daughter. Don't be her first enemy. Don't disparage her. Let her know that she is powerful. Let her know that her mind, her ideas are incredible. Let her know that she's beautiful. Teach her that her dreams come first, her ideas come first, and that her time is not running out. If I raised a daughter, I would teach her to be sufficient. I would teach her to be full of love for herself, and I would admire her, literally gush about her. Do that for your daughter so that nobody outside can bring her down. Because a lot of us have had to spend years of our life trying to build ourselves up to this point where we feel like we hung the moon. But it takes so much work. It's very painful. For all these things to sit in your daughter's body, you have to be the first spectator who respects and honors these things in her. Remember that she doesn't belong to you. She's a separate entity. Treat her like one. And I wish you the best, Kim. And I know this might sound crazy and like a platitude, but the world has so changed. Women are killing it. There's so many great women doing like the most badass shit in their 40s, 50s, 60s. Don't let anybody deceive you, Kim. You've got it, mama. Our next question is from Elliot, writing from Illinois. Hi, Pearl. There has been a guy on my mind for the past few years who rejected me a long time ago. I have tried for years to self-improve and become a better person, okay? But I don't know how to start when I still see someone who is not in my life as someone I love. He's practically imaginary. Thank God you know. I am so happy you are aware. Self-awareness is the first step, okay? And I have been called delusional from time to time. How do I navigate this? P.S. I am a huge fan and would love your unfiltered take. Babe, let me tell you what you're suffering from. And this is not just your bubble I'm busting everybody's bubble. I'm going to scatter this table right now. The person you love or the love of your life is someone you can be with. I don't care. I don't care. If you cannot be with them, you're either delusional, you're either avoiding, you're either lying to yourself. Something is wrong. The person that is meant to be in your life is available to you. If they're not available, turn the attention inward and find what is happening there. You say you try to self-improve. Self-improvement can be so shallow. It can be really shallow, where people are like, oh, I want to become a better person. But then you haven't identified what it is you're struggling with, what the foundational issue is. Because it's so easy to tell a story like, oh my God, I like this guy. That is a cute story. Reframe it. Oh my God, I hate myself. Oh my God, I don't feel like I'm enough. Oh my God, I hate my reality. Oh my God, my parents did this to me. I haven't recovered. Oh my God, tell the truth about the situation and it stops being romantic. Pining after somebody for years that doesn't want you is a deep issue for you. So my darling, you asked for my unfiltered take. This is it. What is going on with you? Okay, I've talked about how to get over obsession. I have a whole video on it. Go and watch it. I talked about limerence in the last 2 episodes. Go and listen to it. But something is amiss in your life. And this guy is just a sign or a symptom of it. It will shock you how many things can be dropped and, dismantled when we really just turn it inwards. Oh, girl. I love this question. This question is from Mali, writing from Lao. Where do you draw the line between honoring tradition and honoring your identity when tradition requires me to dishonor my identity? That's it. We like tradition, here and there. But if tradition requires me to lie about, to mistreat and maltreat myself, fuck that tradition. We burn that shit to the ground. Okay. This is actually the funniest thing I've ever seen on this show. This is from Sophie, writing from Armenia. Is it Armenia or Armenia? Dear Pearl, dear Sophie, I am a big fan of yours. I love you so much, so please help me. Oh, babe, I'm so sorry for loving me. I am 33. I am not married yet. I have A-size breasts. But I think that men will pay me more attention with B-size ones. Okay. Sophie, look at my breasts. Should I do side view for you? Sophie, look at my boobs. Sophie, I don't even think I have A-size boobs. Maybe minus A, minus... Wait. Is there like minus A boobs? I probably have whatever is smaller than A. But then this is not about me. But I'm just giving you context. I have no boobs, Sophie. Where was I? I just think that men will pay me more attention with sized B ones. I have money for surgery, but for some reason, I cannot make up my mind. But the thought that my small breasts prevent me from being attractive poisons my life. Now, baby, I'm happy that you have money. I am so glad that you have money. Now, use that money for the betterment of your future in a way that doesn't center men. Sophie, you're suffering from centering men. Your boobs are not a problem. Your mentality is. So which man, Sophie, actually? Let me ask you, babes. Which man exactly? Which one? The one you've not met. The ones you don't know that you'll meet. And if you meet them and then they're ass men, what would you do? Where do you draw the line in what you would do to get male attention, Sophie? Imaginary men. Sophie, do you see how crazy that sounds? You don't even know a man, but you want to go under surgery for a potential man. Sophie, that is nuts. And I'm gonna need you to wake the fuck up. By the way, I am not completely anti-surgery if you get it from a place of power, but rarely do people get it from that place. There's a lot happening in here, Sophie, and I need you to deal with it first. And then when you're done, look at that money that you have, decide if you want to start a business, a side hustle, or you actually want a boob job for yourself. Go do it if you want it. Them folded, meet me at the door. I need them open. It's my new stem. In our last episode, I talked about how we need to be very physical with our friends, touch our friends, kiss our friends, hold friends' hands. And I got this comment asking how to approach it. And I think at the end of the day, it's all about consent. Simple. It's all about consent and boundaries. And you have to navigate those feelings where you realize that people's boundaries have nothing to do with you. It's just about their personal space. Some friends are okay, open to hugs. Some friends don't mind kissing. So on the cheeks, on the hands, holding, interlocking hands. If you notice that maybe you have this messaging in your head that is only about only about romance. If you think, I can only do A, B, and C, hug and cuddle with somebody romantically, be honest with your friend. There will be confusion. As you can imagine, it's new territory. This is something you're not used to doing. So of course, it's going to be weird. It's not going to be perfect when you start engaging in touch with your friends. But you just have to learn. You have to rewire. And how do you rewire things? By staying in it. Staying in it in the awkward phases, when it's not clear, when things are confusing, when things are embarrassing. Staying in it. And it's not easy to have vulnerable conversations because sometimes you might feel rejected. You might feel exposed. And I know some people hate stuff like this. Oh, no one should. I don't agree. I'm just telling you, no one is guaranteed romantic partnership and nobody's entitled to it. You people need to just start deconstructing and dismantling the lies we've been told about connection, the lies we've been told about touch, the lies we've been told, all these things that have been erected to keep us chained and ever disconnected. We are so disconnected because we don't tap into the connection that is all around us. None of these things are they're not like Herculean as we make it. They're not that deep. It just requires vulnerability and clumsiness. And it's in the clumsy that those magical relationships come to be. This is from Casey, writing from New York. I don't even know how to say this without sounding insane or jealous, but I've known my best friend since school and we have never really had any big issues. She's dating this new guy, of course. It's always like that. And I hate him, girl. Like instantly, his vibe is off. I've never had a problem with any of her exes. I usually just mind my business, but this one, there is something there. He seems manipulative and just not as good as he shows to be. I know something is wrong, but she's obsessed with him. She keeps talking about him nonstop, and it feels like that's all we talk about these days. I don't want to be that friend who inserts themselves, so I don't know if I should say something or just let it be. I don't know what to do. Let me tell you something. I know a lot of people have this idea that you should never intervene when it comes to friendships and when people are in romantic relationships. But I have a very different view. And I'm very well aware that sometimes people are so lost in romantic connections that they lose friendships when people come to them with sense. But I think it's all about how you do it. And how do you do it? You address it once, one time, clearly, and with facts, not feelings. Because you're saying he seems. Where is the seeming coming from? Is there something that he's done? And you're not telling your friend to break up because you have to learn to respect people's choices. But this is your best friend you've known for years. So you want to be your friend's keeper, your sister's keeper, your brother's keeper. And that involves calling things out. That involves being honest with them when things are going awry. But also respecting the boundaries they put up. So that's why I said once and with facts. Don't just be like, oh, I don't like him. I just feel like usually if it's really a terrible relationship, they probably wake up from it and it will go terribly wrong and they'll come back and beg and they'll come back and tell you, oh my God, it's blah, blah, blah. And then you'd be like, oh my God, I told you so. Blah, 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 blah. And then it's usually the usual fucking dance that people do with their friends. And then number two, it seems to me that another issue is that your friend is centering this boy or this man in your relationship. And this is where you call her out, but don't make it about the boyfriend. Say, babe, I love you. And I love that you're in love, but this is our relationship. Our relationship. Repeat it for her again. And go closer to her face and go, so she gets what you're trying to say. Say, bitch, I was here before this man. You cannot center this man in our, make it clear, our relationship. That's really it. Tell her, and if me and you meet, he will not. I refuse for him to be the center of our connection. If she refuses, keep to your boundary. Remove yourself until she gets it together. I'm telling you, I'm one of those people. I detest when people that I know get into relationships and stop knowing how to be in other relationships with other people. So you go out with them and suddenly they bring their romantic partner without even asking you. Because, no. And good luck. You might lose a friend, but I don't think you will. You said you've known each other since school, but people can be really funny with these things. But never be the person that kept quiet while a friend was going through something or were falling into a pit and you just kept your mouth shut because you want to protect yourself. I'd rather lose a friend because I cared for them. And I have lost a friend before for that reason. And it broke my heart for a really long time. But if I could go back and do it all over again with the tools I had, I'll do the same thing. Because one thing I know for shizzle is that I looked out for my friend. I put my neck on the line because that's how much I love. And that's how hard I love. Okay? And that won't change about me. I'd rather lose you, but I'm not changing loving people the right way just because somebody might become antagonistic or punish me for it. Punish me then. I'll take myself out of that relationship and go and be a good friend. And when I find people who get it, our relationships last. That's it. I'm just telling you. Some people might disagree with me, but you asked me. I've answered. I love this question. So simple and so easy. This is from Talia, writing from the DC, Dominican Republic. What's your coping mechanism or vice? Can I be honest with you all? I generally don't have any vice or coping mechanism. Or so I thought, until I think a month ago, I went out at night and I met this lady and she was asking questions about vices because we're kind of mini like gossiping about somebody who we're with who was going on like a smoke break. Every fucking 15 seconds, he would run outside to smoke and we're like, oh my God. And I was saying to him, I can't believe that your boss is in your pocket. Like you're literally being controlled by an inanimate object. And it was just a funny thing and we're all laughing about it. But she was like, so what's your vice, Pearl? And I was like, I don't have any vice. She's like, none. Coffee? I said, no, I don't drink coffee. Smoking? I was like, couldn't be me. Drinking? I was like, no, I don't drink. She called all these things and I was like, nope. And she said, what about work? Oh my gosh. I'm a go-getter. Like I focus and I go into the things I want to do. So sometimes, yes, I think work can be my vice. Always working, always doing something, always ideating, iterating, building something. But I think it's not as bad as it used to be. It's much, much lower than before. I'm still learning that. But that's me, honestly. Next. Whoa, I actually really love this question. I think this question is super important. So this is from Sarah, writing from London. I'm in a long-term relationship, but I don't feel he's right for me. And I am not in love with him. I have so much care, respect, and love for him, but feel no attraction. I don't want to break his heart by ending things, but I ultimately don't think it's fair for him to stay in a relationship given that I don't feel the same way. It's difficult because we've been together a long time and he is my best friend. I keep flip-flopping my mind on what I should do. Should I stay or leave? Any advice appreciated. Thank you. Sarah, my love, somebody can be an incredible person. Somebody can be good everything a person could want and not be that for you. And it's okay. I feel like sometimes because it feels like the dating pool or the whole romantic thing is so small and so narrow, and it's almost hard to come by goodness. You know, we're so jaded and we're also afraid, and we all come from this place of lack and let me hold on to the one that I have, or what if I never find someone that good? All these things that we ask ourselves, that we sometimes stay in things because it's just okay, and it's at least I have something. So every time a friend of mine maybe meets somebody or tells me, oh my God, and I'm like, are you happy? And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, and they're like, oh, he's a good guy. And I'll be like, yeah, I know he's a good guy. Is it good for you? Is it for you? Not just good by everybody's metrics. Now, number 2 I want to address is I am not in love with him. 2 things. 1, it's nice and it's useful. I think you really need to, like, attraction matters to me. I want to be attracted to whoever I'm with. So you have every right to want attraction. So yes, girl, go girl. I'm all for that. But I also want to say and make sure that it's not this thing where sometimes there's chaos living within us. So when things are healthy, we lose attraction. If that's not you, forget it. If that's not you, forget I said it. As long as that's not it, I'm on your side. Just wanted to clear that up because, accountability. Number 3, yeah, it's definitely not fair for him to be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't like him the way this. But then we're not talking about him. I agree that it's not fair for him. You be honest to yourself. Be honest. You deserve to be in a relationship that makes you feel great. You deserve to be in a relationship that you're excited about. You deserve to be in a relationship that makes sense. And so does he. Sometimes saying, oh, I don't want to break somebody's heart, you're already breaking his heart by having all these feelings and harboring them without sharing it. And if he's in any way attentive, he's probably feeling it too. And maybe he's afraid since you've been together a long time and he is your best friend. So there's a lot of fear here. They're not just losing their girlfriend, but probably their best friend too. But you must be honest. Being honest to people or with people is kindness. You're actually preserving their heart more if you tell the truth than if you hide it. Because now, when they eventually find out, it's going to be how long did you feel this way and you kept it hidden? How long were they thinking this is a relationship of their life and you were thinking of ways out? Our next question. Oh, child. This is from an anonymous person. Hey Pearlie, my family and I are very close, so I actually value their opinions. The problem I'm having right now is that my parents like my boyfriend a little too much. Girl, I've not seen something like this. Wow. They think he's perfect, but since I am the one in the relationship, I know he is not. And we have been having issues recently and we are growing apart. Every time I try to hint at it or talk about it, my family literally guilt trips me. I feel like they like him more than they like me. I'm feeling a bit scared to end things because they don't want me to. My darling, just end it and dash him to your family. Because it's not like they must relate to him through you. They don't have to. If they like him that much, they can keep in contact with him if that's what floats their boat. But we're talking about your life here, not your family's life. Is your name your family? And you know what's funny? They might be shutting it down because they don't get the whole picture. Sometimes families are just insensitive and they're not really getting what you're trying to say. And they are projecting their own things. I think they will be on your side. But let's say they are crazy. Let's just assume that maybe they are crazy. And let them carry on in the relationship with him while you stay free. Hope that helps. Oh, this is the cutest question I've ever received. This is from Flo, writing from France. Hi, Pearl. I've lived in a very loving and caring family since I was born, which is very wonderful. However, I've never really experienced things on my own because they've always done everything for me. Now that I'm getting older, my body is having a hard time accepting my independence and challenges. What do you think can help me go through it? Hi, Flo, babe. You are so blessed. Flo, you are incredibly blessed. I don't think you understand the level of privilege it is to grow up in a loving, caring, wonderful space. A lot of us envy that, It gives you this foundation in life. What you're going through is normal, Flo. It's normal to feel that withdrawal. I don't think it's anything to be alarmed by. I think it's just something that comes with time. As you keep experiencing, as you keep learning, as you keep building, the feelings will wane. That's it. Just stay in it, baby. You will learn that you can. And once you do something once, you're like, oh, I can. It did hurt, but I did it. You do it again, you're like, well, I can. It did hurt, but I did it. Before you know it, you become someone who always can. I wish you the best. Q Sarah. Sarah, is that how to sing it? Whatever will be. The future, so Q Sarah. Ooh. Oh my God, this is a tough one. This is from Wame, writing from Botswana. As someone who used to be a bully and has now changed, how do I apologize and where do I begin? I carry with me this heavy burden of my past mistakes and it's affecting my self-esteem. Wame, you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm actually really proud of you. You know, that you've gotten to this point where you can even look back and accept responsibility for who you were and the damage you have caused. In the same breath, I will say that sometimes the desire to apologize is our way of absolving ourselves of the feelings of guilt. And I guess a lot of people do not want to be contacted by the people who hurt them. It's just the reality. Some people might. Why do you want to apologize? If it's to rid you of your guilt, don't do it. But if you're doing it because you worry that somebody might need to hear that apology, reach out and do so in a way where there's no excuses. Don't tell any long stories. Make sure that nothing about it is about you. We don't want to hear why you might have bullied them. We don't care what was happening in your father's house. We don't give any care in the world. We don't give a toss. I am deeply sorry. I hurt you. I hope you heal. It was not your fault. It was my fault. Period. End it there. And now look forward. The truth is, you can't undo the past. You just can't. You can only own it. Let the remembrance of your past be the line you will never cross again. It's part of being a person. If you've done something really bad to other people and you recognize it, it will hurt. But at some point, you must accept that this is it. It's either I keep beating myself up or I accept that this is who I've been. And now this is who I am now going forward. And I start loving that person. And I genuinely think there's something to be said about owning things. A lot of things and shame hides in the secret. It festers in secret. Tell people, when you come across things and people, tell them who you used to be. Like, I hope you come to that point where you're not ashamed to admit, not just to me, but to others, I used to be a bully and I repented and I changed. This is why I changed. And before you know it, you start realizing that that identity will stop having a hold over you. Center the reality of your behavior. Maybe go into schools and talk about bullying. I'm telling you, it's so crazy how things like this can help you release a relationship to that identity. You can rewrite that story, Wame. You can. And it doesn't replace or change what you did to other people, but you're also adding good karma, goodness, good energy into this world. This is from Dia. Hello, I have a very wonderful, kind, supportive boyfriend. We met in uni. We were friends first and then started dating later. He is truly my best friend, but he has zero ambition. Girl. No career goals, no plans, no drive. Okay. He's content doing the bare minimum and I'm very career focused and I want to keep improving and have things I want to achieve. I guess my question is there a way to still make it work? I obviously don't want to force him to do anything, but I am scared to lose him. I don't know if it is possible to continue if our mindsets are so different. This is all about compatibility. Simple. Someone who has drive and someone who has goals and someone who doesn't have it can't be together. Because what happens is you begin to force people into a way of being and you start judging them because you say he has no plans, no goals, no drive. Is it that he doesn't have any goals, plans or drive, or is it just that he values other things that you don't necessarily value? But you would judge them as zero ambition because you're not compatible. So you start looking down on them. Release this young man and release yourself. Girl, I'm career focused too. Are you not seeing me? So I understand you. I could never be with somebody who doesn't match my ambition level or the kind of way I see the world. But you have to release people who are not like that so that you don't dehumanize them. Lose him now instead of later in the future while you resent him and hate him and wish you lost him now. Let's release everybody while their minds are still healthy and nobody has been deeply harmed and hated on. Okay, let's release people in peace before it turns into pieces. It's Paturet from France. How would you describe the feeling of love, and what do you think is the most beautiful quality in a human being? Oh my God. I don't think love is a feeling. There's this excitement of maybe meeting a person and realizing that you have something in common. And then there's this giddiness and warm, fuzzy thing, and maybe sometimes a tinge of obsession and, oh my God, I want to know everything about you, that you have with people that you care about, that happens. But when it becomes love, for me, it's choice. When you've seen a person and you've decided, I want to be for this person, I think that's love. That's why I don't believe in love at first sight, love without knowledge. I just don't think those things are love. I think they can be infatuation. I think they can be lust. I think they can be care. I think they can be like. I think they can be a lot of things, but you couldn't convince me that is love, because love requires sight. You need to see people and you need to choose them after seeing them. Oh, wow, this is who you are. Wow, I want this, and I want to participate in who you are blossoming and becoming. I want to be part of what and who waters this to grow. That is love, isn't it? And then what do I think is the most beautiful quality in a human being? I genuinely love people who love themselves. And I don't say this in a conceited, oh my God, I love myself mantra way. No, in character and practice, because they allow you or they permit you to be. So you are safe around somebody who loves themselves, because they're not using you as a vehicle for anything. They're not using you as a vehicle for their own validation. They are genuinely seeing you as person, human. And I'll tell you the truth, it's really hard to come by. But when you do, it's just magnificent. Thank you. These are really beautiful questions. I appreciate them. Wow. This question is making me emotional. This question is from Isabel, France. If you could talk to your younger self about love, what is the very first thing you'd want her to know? I'd tell her that love doesn't hurt. Yeah. I really tell her that's all. Love is kind, and love might be stern, but love doesn't break. Love really doesn't break you. Love props you up. If it chips away at something in you, it's not love. But then I'm really proud of the young girl I used to be, because she did learn it and she lives by it. So I don't know that she needs to hear it. But if we had a face-to-face, I'd let her know. And our last question for today is from Boy Perlu, writing from South Africa. Do you think wanting to go places with people and not wanting to go alone is weird? Girl or boy, I don't know what you are, but let me say something. There is nothing wrong with wanting to go places with people. However, not going places because you did not have people. Now, that's weird, okay? Because what it is that you are limiting your life. That's crazy. And that's something you have to beat. Now, I will admit, Scout's honor, I'm a solo human being in terms of I have never been somebody who couldn't do things alone. I have had to learn to include other people. Oh my God, I wish I could go here, but I need people. It has never occurred to me. Anything I want to do, I just assume I'm going alone. So I've had to learn over the years to very recently, to go, let me ask this person to come with. Let me check if somebody can come with, okay? So I admit that I do have kind of a upper hand there. It's good to be honest, self-awareness. However, I would say that if you really think it's something that you need people for, then you have to make an effort to get people to make sure you go. When you put your life on hold, that's the issue. Beat that habit. Don't put your life on hold. Go there alone. If you want to take it a bit further, when you get there, find someone who is alone and say hi. And there you have it. A friend to do the thing with. What you want? All right, my loves, and with that, the gates of Pearl gently come to a close for today. Whatever you heard, whatever landed, whatever spell may or may not have been cast, let it simmer, let it sparkle, let it do what it gotta do. And if you want to submit your questions for the upcoming episodes, and I know that you do, the link is in the description box wherever you are watching or listening. I am your host, Pearl Ada, and this has been This Might Be a Spell. This might be a spell.